Okay, so I am really excited to chat with you all about a new and improved fast training week. And this one, we are focusing on hunger. So let me give you a little backstory into our fast training weeks. If this is a new concept for you, we have been taking different styles of fasting, different styles of eating, different ways of breaking your fast and practicing them. And we take a 5-day period as a community every single month to dive into these different principles. And it's been a free service that I've offered here on my YouTube and on my other socials for like almost a decade now. So this year, in celebration of my new book coming out, Eat Like a Girl, I wanted to upgrade the new fast training weeks. I have a lot of new thoughts. I have learned a lot from so many of you responding and telling me how you are doing with your fasting lifestyle. So I just wanted to upgrade fast training week because there's some really new fun things we can do together. So what I want to do in this video is we're going to talk specifically about what this fast training week will look like. And I'm going to go through the basic principles and talk about the main topic, which is how do we stop hunger? I'll tell you why I chose that topic here in a second. And then I'll go through like the rules of the game. And if you want, each day I have a video explaining a different concept on killing your hunger. So and I have a whole companion guide that my team puts together, again, completely free. So if you want that resource, my team will put a link on where you can get it. And then every day you can get a video from me in a course that's put together with a companion guide so you can rock this fast training week. So with that in mind, let's dive in. Now, here's why I chose hunger. I've been really thinking a lot about the weight loss drugs and where I stand on them. And if you listen to my podcast or you look at any of the videos that I've been doing, I am in complete honor of those of you who have chosen to do the weight loss drugs. You're getting great results at them. Like, this is not meant to shame you or make you feel bad. I just also, full transparency, I'm a little bit skeptical of big pharma. We have a massive food problem at least here in America, and it's now infiltrating into the rest of the world. But our food is so toxic that it is stimulating hunger and it is causing you to gain weight. It's something called an obesogen, and I wrote about it in Eat Like a Girl. I have a whole list of obesogens you're going to want to avoid in your food. So we've got food in our grocery stores that are stimulating hunger. They are obesogens, which are hijacking our stem cells and causing our stem cells to make fat cells. And they are making us dopamine addicted to food. And the food industry has been doing this to get you keep coming back for more and more and more. Now, Big Pharma has come up with a medical solution for it. And what I want to do this week is help you understand exactly what this GLP-1 hormone is that everybody's trying to increase through these weight loss drugs, and talk a lot about how you can stimulate it yourself without buying these drugs and having to worry about the side effects or having to buy them, which they are very expensive. So again, if some of you are on those medications, you've gotten great results, amazing. Maybe this fast training week will give you some ideas on how you might be able to get off of them. Because I can tell you, and put it in the comments if this is you, but I can tell you that in our community, once people understand this metabolic switch, their hunger goes away. And the typical response we get in people building a fasting lifestyle is they say they aren't hungry. Now, if you combine that with the tricks I'm going to teach you today, I'd be very curious if you just notice you're not hungry. And those of you that have been doing a fasting lifestyle and you are not hungry from just that alone, put it in the comments. So, okay, all of that out of the way, let's dive in to the concept here for this fast training week. So fast training week runs from Monday to Friday. So this video is coming out before that. My team will put the dates in there. Again, there's a companion manual. But for this fast training week, every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you are going to you're going to do a 22-hour fast and eat within a 2-hour eating window. Okay. So you get to choose where that eating window goes. So I'm giving you 2 hours in which you're going to put the following food principles into this 2 hours. So you're probably going to get about a meal and maybe a snack. Now, if you want to put that 2 hours at 5 o'clock, 5 to 7, that's great. But then understand now you finish eating at 7 and you're going to go all the way through to 5 the next day. That would be 22 hours. So you're just taking this 2-hour eating window and putting it wherever you want. If you want to put it at lunch, you could put it at lunch. If you want to put it at breakfast, put it at breakfast. But you're going 22 hours without food and 2 hours of eating. Now, the reason I chose 22 hours is that at 17 hours, we stimulate autophagy. And autophagy is that part of your cells where they start to detoxify, they clean their act up, which is great. But usually around 20, somewhere between 20 and 24 hours, we start to see changes in the microbiome. And the reason that this is really important is because it is the microbiome that secretes this GLP-1 hormone. So check this out. I'm going to put a link to a study in this video that's showing that when we have a depleted microbiome, and I'll talk about what depletes microbiomes here in a moment, that we may not have enough microbes to make this anti-hunger hormone. Now let's talk about this for a hot moment. So we have a food industry that is not only taken over our taste buds, but many of the foods we're eating are destroying our microbiome. Our microbiome gets 90% of your bacteria, both good and bad, get destroyed from antibiotics. Now, this is antibiotics you either orally take, or this is antibiotics in your food. So most of us are exposed to antibiotics if you're not careful specifically of the meats that you're eating. We also know things like pesticides destroy the microbiome, and pesticides are on all your fruits and vegetables. We also know stress destroys the microbiome. In Eat Like a Girl, I have a whole list on what oral birth control pills, how they destroy the microbiome and they deplete different nutrients. So whether you're aware of it or not, the act of daily living in this modern world is destroying this microbiome. And it's the microbiome that's making GLP-1 hormone. So it's quite fascinating to me that we've got the food system destroying everything that I talked about. We've got stress and all and birth control pills and all of that destroying our microbiome. No wonder we're hungry. No wonder we need these weight loss drugs. So let's see if we can change that this week. So you are going to do, like I said, a 20-hour fast, 2-hour eating window so we can start to repair your microbiome, so we can get some of these microbes working for you and making this anti-hunger hormone for you. The second thing that we're going to do is I'm going to give you a couple of things you can do in the fasted state. So in Eat Like a Girl, I have a whole section on what I call a fasted snack. And this is based off of a lot of the research I've seen where there are certain things we can eat and drink in the fasting window that kills hunger. Well, one of those things is interesting enough is yerba mate tea. So I will leave links for studies again in the notes here, but yerba mate tea will actually kill your hunger. So in your fasting window, you can have yerba mate tea, no sweeteners in it. The second thing that kills hunger is lemon. Now you have to have a lot of lemon, but you can put lemon in your water. In fact, I encourage it during this 22-hour window is that you want to put, so you're doing 22 hours. Sorry, I think I said 20 before. You're doing 22 hours of fasting, 2-hour eating window. But in that 22 hours, you can drink yerba mate tea and you can drink lemon water. And those are known to increase GLP-1 hormone. Now, yerba mate doesn't take much. So I know that I often have been drinking different yerba mates. Again, I'll put some of my favorite links in here. that are great. I drink lemon water all the time. Technically, according to the research, you need to have about a liter, 1.5 liters of lemon water to increase GLP-1. So you have to drink a lot of it. So feel free in this week to experiment with those two things in your fasting window to see if your fasting window, you're not as hungry as you were before. Okay. So we've got the hours of fasting. We have the eating window. We have what you can drink in your fasting window. Now let's talk about what you can eat. And in Eat Like a Girl, I have a lot of really cool ideas in here about how our first meal matters. So I want to practice some of the concepts around that first meal and how do we get it to stop hunger. So there are 5 different steps you're going to use to kill your hunger in that first meal. Ready? Okay. So first is when you put that first meal together, you're going to eat it in a very specific order. You're going to eat the fibery vegetables and fruit first. You're going to eat the protein second, and then you're going to eat the carbohydrate. So let's use a meal that I love. I love a salad, a steak, and a sweet potato. But if I want to increase GLP-1, I would have the salad first, the steak second, and then the sweet potato. Now, I can tell you, I don't always do that. I often do the sweet potato first. It's my favorite. So, but for this week, I want you to eat that breakfast meal in that order. You're going to do the vegetables, the protein, and then the carbohydrates. Okay. So that's the number 1 rule for breaking your fast this week. Okay. Number 2, this is a good one. When you chew, you're going to chew 10 times. Now think about this. A lot of times we chew, we're like, down, we get the next bite, chew, goes down. What I want you to do this week is I want you to chew 10 times before you take the next bite. This is because it's an interesting thought, like digestion starts in your mouth. So you literally need that 10 times chewing per bite so that you could get enough enzymes released from your salivary glands so you can pre-digest your food so it can go on to the stomach. And when it goes onto the stomach pre-digested, then that signals the GLP-1 production and kills hunger. So think about how simple this is. 10 times, just 10 times you chew each bite before you go on to the next bite, and you're going to notice you eat less. Okay, check this out. I have a free fasting guide for you all. It's free. And it's going to teach you all the basics of fasting. It's going to teach you how to kill hunger when you fast, which is really cool. And it's going to show you how to break your fast, among many other things. All you got to do is click on this link right here and enjoy. So far, not that difficult. I've given you the order of food, and I've given you a food behavior that you can change. Okay, so those are the first 2 things in that break fast meal. Okay, third thing. There are certain proteins that will have an amino acid called phenylalanine. And phenylalanine is a precursor to making GLP-1. Now remember, GLP-1 is a hormone. So if you've heard me talk about like serotonin, tryptophan, it's in turkey, is a precursor to serotonin because it has tryptophan. Turkey has tryptophan in it. So if you want to enhance your mood, eat foods that are rich in tryptophan. That's a whole nother discussion. But it's an example of what I'm trying to point out, that certain foods have these chemical components in them that are precursors to the hormonal or neurotransmitter reaction you're looking for. And for GLP-1, it is phenylalanine. And here are the phenylalanine foods that I want you to break your fast with. Now, I'm going to start with my plant-based people because I know they're going to ask, but the one I could find that's plant-based and doesn't have any meat, dairy, eggs, anything like that is pinto beans. So I can tell you in the companion guide, we'll have a few more, but in the time of doing this video, the research-wise, that was what I saw. If you eat meat, then your phenylalanine foods that to eat are beef, chicken, pork, Oh, here's another one for my plant-based friends. Tofu, tuna, and pinto beans. Research is showing that when we eat these foods, that they're rich in phenylalanine and they're going to help our guts make GLP-1. Okay, the last two that I really want to point out that are really important for just overall production, but there is some interesting research showing that olive oil can increase GLP-1. So with your first meal, but with every meal you have in that 2-hour eating window, I want you to drizzle it with olive oil. So if you have a sweet potato after you ate your fibery foods, then you would drizzle it with olive oil. And I want it to be extra virgin, single batched if you can, organic olive oil, like a really good polyphenol olive oil. This is one that I have here. If you get the companion guide, I'll be talking a lot about the different olive oils. And this is just right off the bat, it's organic, extra virgin organic olive oil. And it's really interesting because it has a polyphenol count on here. 338 is what they say. And the brand name is Zim's Organic. I have no affiliation to them. I'm just sharing with you what I found. We'll put a link there. Again, no affiliation. I just want you to be healthy. So, okay. And then the last one that you're going to focus on is that, and again, I started with the eating the veggies first. With every meal, you're going to make sure that you have nature's carbs. You have some kind of vegetable or fruit with every meal. Now you're only doing 2 hours, so you can't do much. You can't have many meals. You're probably going to have one meal and a snack. So let me just recount that. Okay. You're going to change the order you eat your food. You're going to eat the vegetable first, the protein, and then the carbohydrate. Second thing, you're going to chew each bite 10 times. Okay. Third thing, you're going to lean into the phenylalanine proteins. And I listed all those out. The companion guide has them too. 4, everything you put in your mouth is going to be drizzled with olive oil. And 5, you are going to make sure that most of your carbs are coming from nature's carbs, which leads me to my last piece. So one of the other ways of increasing GLP-1 is to have carbohydrates. So we are not going low carb in this 2 hours. You can bring your carbs up, but it has to be from nature. So it's got to be like a sweet potato. You can do quinoa. You can do any kind of fruits you want, and you can do any kind of vegetables. What you cannot do is the breads, the pastas, the cakes, the cookies, all those highly ultra processed carbs. You can't do sourdough bread, even if it's like amazing. So you don't have to pay for it. You can make it on your own. And that's what I want to teach you this week. Hope that helps. Okay, you trying to maximize your weight loss? Apple cider vinegar may be the key. Go check out this video where I show you exactly when, how, and why you want to use it for weight loss. Apple cider vinegar changes your microbiome of your gut. This good bacteria is going to help to bring your blood sugar down and make it so that you can switch over into the fat burning state